Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a collective for today. Today is Friday. It is July 3rd, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates. I don't know why. It's like freezing in this room. I'm going to have to turn off the fan. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. He loves that for you. I love that for you. Anybody that believes in God would love that for you. You would love that for you. If it doesn't fit, leave it on my table for someone else. You don't need to walk off with somebody else's energy. That's just not meant for you. That's ridiculous. We're going to use Intuitive Kev's extra deck, a little card oracle deck, 111 cards by Intuitive Gang LLC. His name is Kevin Thomas Jr. He has a shop on Etsy if you are interested. And then I realized earlier, because I actually read it, the little codes on the back, the little barcodes on the back are for, well, not barcode, but you know what I mean. The little codes on the back are for, the oracle guides or the tarot guides, okay? Let me turn off this fan. I didn't realize it was so chilly in here. It's usually not. It's usually pretty warm and cozy in here. That's why I had the fan on. I didn't realize. I think this is enough light. I turned off the big light. I just have the little light on. Okay. I was all cozy and warm in the bed with the cats, and I was watching some tarot, and I fell asleep for a little bit, like about an hour. I woke up with kitties around me, and I was ensconced in my blanket, and I'm like, I gotta finish my 7 brew, because otherwise I spent $10 on this coffee for nothing. There's a storm coming in, by the way. All the freaking fireworks. I don't know about you guys. I don't know where you are in the world, where you are in the US. But all night last night, all day today, people setting off fireworks, probably thinking they're going to do it all tonight, all tomorrow. But Mother Earth is angry out there. We're getting a lot of storms. We had some earlier when I got home from work this afternoon. It's pretty dark out there. All right. I don't know. I was just sitting in bed and I was like, oh, I'm going to get up and do a reading. And then I tried to watch another tarot. And then I tried to watch a different tarot. And then I tried to watch, I was going to get on my treadmill and do another 2 miles. And I was going to do some of my classwork while I was doing the tread. And I was like, you know what? I keep thinking about doing a reading. Let's do a reading. We got one on the table. Somebody might be going through a really creative period. An alpha male or female? Or someone that's looked at as an alpha. It's got a feminine on the card, but it could be masculine, right? It doesn't matter. They're just cards. They're just energy. Holy shnikes. I mean, it's after 8 o'clock, so it should be dark out, but I literally was just in my bedroom looking out the other side and it was light. I didn't bring my phone in with me, so I have no idea if there's a warning or anything. Hopefully the electricity holds out. I hate it when shit happens and you never plan on it. Okay, that was like, hold on. That was like a flood of cards that fell out. What is this? Dirt, day, drugs. What the hell is this? Someone. Okay, we got 8 cards out here. Someone's hating on an alpha, male or female, it doesn't matter. Male or female hater, it doesn't matter. Someone's wearing a mask. Like somebody's hating on this creative alpha, whoever they are. This is somebody that's digging up dirt on them, probably gossiping about them. This is someone that could have some type of addiction: alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling, money, whatever. This is I'm just gonna say it. Whoever this false person is with the mask, they're actually supposed to be like upright. This is someone, and they could come off as upright. Like they're supposed to be, like, to me it's giving like a divine masculine, divine feminine, but they're not. This is what they are. We got demonic. You guys know I was talking about that earlier. I was talking about that yesterday. Just how like people just how people have entities within them, and I don't think they realize it. And when things start to happen, they just kind of like they just kind of like that part of them just kind of awakens. I mean, I believe we all have that in us. Okay, I probably should have clarified that earlier. Like, but it's like you choose that. Like, am I gonna be that? Like, am I gonna be jealous and envious and bitchy and hurt people and do crazy shit? Or am I going to put that side of me where it belongs, which is with the shadow self, and recognize that that's a part of me, but also recognize like I can keep that in check. Like, I don't have to put that out to the world. Like that's part of my dark side, right? Because everybody has a dark, everybody has a light. What part are you gonna put forth in the world today? Like somebody's supposed to be in the upright, but it's like they're moving in a lack mindset. They're moving in scarcity. Like they're not really, like they're not living to their full potential. Like somebody went the other way. I pretty much just showed you all the cards. Two more shuffles. I should open the door for the cats. They get pretty freaked out when it storms. Last shuffle. This could be a Cancer, or somebody might have it in their chart. You know what's funny too? I mean, I know it's Cancer season, but I've been watching a lot of readings lately, and a lot of them have Cancer, Aquarius, Virgo, Scorpio, and Sagittarius energy in them. A lot of them. And I kind of pay attention to that only because, is it seasonal? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, if we're going through seasons, different seasons of the year, like what signs are acting up? You know what I mean? What signs are like the main focus in the storyline of the world? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Bottom of the deck. We got 10 with bottom of the deck. Look at that. Intellectual theft. Player non-committal. Scorpio. Okay, these are the bottom of the deck's card, but the player non-committal community cup. I thought it said pimp, community pimp, is right next to the Scorpio card. And you know what's funny about that? I'm attracted to male Scorpios like nobody's business. I don't know what the deal is. I I don't know what the deal is. Ever since my first boyfriend, um, if you guys know, if you guys follow, if you subscribe, he was my first boyfriend, and he raped me with his friend who actually was his drug dealer. They both raped me together, And I mean, I was drunk. He got me drunk. I was out of it. I hardly remember anything, but I remember enough to know that something happened. And and thank God for that, right? Because nobody should have to remember all that shit. Seriously. So thank you for that. But I swear to God, ever since then, he was a Scorpio. Ever since then, like I feel like Scorpio, like they lure me in, and then like they spit me out, and it's like the Scorpio. It gets me every time. Every time. I think it's funny that the player card was by the Scorpio card. Um, I think whoever this creative alpha is, I think they have the divine on their side. I think they have a team of angels. I think they're highly protected. I think whoever this, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna look at the top of the deck. I think they knew. I think they, I think they knew. Look at this. Oh my god. Look at this shit. I can't. I can't. I can't make it up. Top of the deck is intuition. Somebody knew. Somebody knew that there was a third wheel, that there was a third party. Somebody knew that somebody was doing some type of spell work. Um, just to clarify, just a reminder for you guys, spell work doesn't necessarily have to be, uh, I don't know why I want to say a hoochie mama spell. I was going to say hoodoo voodoo spell, but I heard hoochie mama spell. Maybe they're a hoochie mama. Um, spell work can literally just be gossiping, spreading lies about someone, talking ill of someone, okay? About a sigma, female or masculine, independent, intelligent, fearless, strong, silent, mysterious. The sigma, who is very alluring, male, main female, you can change that, enticing, attractive. I mean, it already came out at the beginning. An alpha, a creative alpha. I I don't know if I love or I hate intuitive Kev's cards. I feel like these are the, let me show you. You guys know, if you follow, if you subscribe, the twisted oracle cards that I sometimes like to use, and I call it my spicy readings. Like I feel like these are even spicier. I feel like these are the cards that are like on the verge of like hoodoo, voodoo, spell work, demonic energy. All right, let me show you what we got here. Let me show you what we got. We got 10 with bottom of the deck. We got creativity. We got alpha. Some of these don't have just one word. They have a bunch, but this is disingenuous pretender, fake, false. Someone wearing a mask. We got drugs. It says medication, addiction. We got dirt digging, invasive, nosy. Got plenty of people like that around me at work, that's for sure. We got deity, divine creator, supreme being. Like I said, whoever this person is wearing the mask, they're actually supposed to be this. It's just somebody let their demonic side, somebody let their lack side take over. You know what's funny is, if you follow, if you subscribe, if you've been watching these readings, I told you guys, I've been using the example of the guy that I was in love with at work last year, and the young women that got in between our relationship. Like, him and I aren't even friends anymore. And I wholeheartedly believe it's because of those two young women and possibly a couple others. I'm not really sure. And I could never really say 100% right because I don't talk to them. However, being an intuitive, being a psychic, I just get that feeling. Like, I get that feeling, I get that knowing. And I'm sorry, I'm never going to discount that ever. You should always follow your intuition, always. And the thing is I was starting to feel like this about the whole situation. Like, oh, these bitches got in between me and my man and blah, blah, blah. But when you take a step back, you realize, even though I felt a very strong connection to this man, and I'm pretty sure he felt it for me, he was not my man. He was not my man. And that's why last year when everything happened and I thought he was with the friend, like I told you guys, I took a step back. I'm like, you know what? You want to be together? Go be together. I can't be a part of it, but go be together. I'm going to go do my own thing. Was it heartbreaking for me because I was in love with him? Of course it was. And in a way it still is, right? I'm a very sensitive Virgo, I guess you would say. Like I carry that shit with me. And I carry it with me for a long time. Because when I love you, right? Whether it's I love you or I'm in love with you, when I love you, like for me, that's a lifetime. Even though I usually get to the point where I can say, okay, like we're done here, you go do your thing. I'm going to do my thing. You stay in your lane. I'm going to stay in my lane. It doesn't mean I don't hold love for them. I do, right? And eventually I get to that point where I realize, okay, like I want the best for you, but you can go do that over there. You're no longer a part of my life, right? It took me a little bit to, I kind of went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, I wish you well. Oh, I hate you. I wish you well. Oh, I hate you. I mean, that's all part of the healing process. Don't ever feel ashamed about that. Don't ever feel bad about that. I remember I was doing a reading, I want to say like December, January or something. And I was talking about what happened. And somebody got in the comments and was like, you aren't healed. You're still thinking about this person. You're still in love with this person. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. What am I supposed to deny that? What am I supposed to what do you want me to say? Like it takes people however long it takes for them to heal of a situation. And everybody's different, right? We talk about that all the time. And I go back and forth between him, the two feminines, can't talk apparently. And there's maybe two or three other people involved, possibly, feminines. Well, one's a masculine, but he kind of comes off as a feminine. No offense. Um, that could possibly be involved as well. Um, like I go back and forth between being upset. I go back and forth between, letting go and letting God and just walking away from the situation. The thing is, and I told you guys this, and anybody could see this from the outside if they questioned me, if they were paying attention. Last year, when I walked away from the situation because I wasn't sure if he was with my friend or not, and I had told her, you go do what you need to do. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I moved on with my life. No, forget about the fact that it took me a while to heal from him and that situation and everything like that. Like I was moving away from that. I was working on myself, taking care of myself, all that kind of stuff, right? And I still am. I'm never going to not take care of myself. I mean, I learned that after the separation and the divorce with the ex-husband. Like I was done not taking care of myself. And when I was in that kind of limbo period with the guy from last year, like I had feelings for him. I thought he had feelings for me. I thought he was going to ask me out. I thought something was going to happen there. I was kind of like waiting, like I was in like in a holding pattern, kind of like a plane, flying above the airport. Like when can I land? When can I land? And when everything fell, and like I realized like, oh, he's chasing my friend, like they're together. I don't know. He doesn't have feelings for me. He doesn't want to talk to me. He never answered my letter, all that stuff. I was like, okay, that's it. The holding pattern is done. And that's not on him, right? Like as a human being, you have to take accountability for yourself and you have to recognize, okay, I'm the one that waited. That's not his fault. That's not the friend's fault. That's me. That's me. I waited. Stupid me. I shouldn't have waited. So when everything happened and I said, okay, I'm moving on, I started up again. I started working on myself. I started doing things. I started like realizing like, oh, I want to put my energy here and I want to do this and I want to do that. And, I originally I was going to go to Italy this year. And then I realized, okay, Kim, you probably got to save some money first. So that I could at least pay, for maybe half the trip up front before I go. So, I had a plan, a tentative plan, in place. Like this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. You guys know, February, March, I decided I wanted to learn to box. I went to my friend at work, my older male friend at work. I'm like, tell me your secrets. I want to learn to box. I finished editing my book. Like I was still moving, you know, I never put that on hold, but there was always a part of me that went back and forth with my feelings. Okay. And again, that's all just a part of healing. So, you know, and I've said this before, when you're enlightened because you can look at it from all aspects. You can look at yourself in the negative, in the positive, somewhere in between, and you can reconcile that in your mind. Like, okay, I need to take accountability for this, for myself, for the other people involved, even if they're clueless, right? Like they're doing their own thing. But you have to figure that all out for yourself. And it's healing. It's back and forth. Every day is a little bit different. Every minute's a little bit different. But the overall scope is coming to that realization like, you know what? Like I just really need to move on. Like there's love there. There's always going to be love there for them. And I said this in the reading earlier, like people are who they are. You can't change them. I can't change him. I can't change those two women. However they all want to live their lives, that is up to them, right? But how am I going to live my life? Am I going to be bitter and angry every day that some guy didn't choose me? No. 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 Am I going to be bitter and angry that he goes towards the karmic feminine who I thought was my friend? No. Because that's obviously their story. Whether that was originally God's intention or that karmic feminine got in the middle and something happened there and now God is watching like, what's going on? Like, what are you doing to my storyline? Listen, all I know is I can only take accountability for myself. And when I look at energy like this, it's like I got to laugh. I got to laugh. Because there are some days where I feel like this. I feel like the person wearing the mask. I feel like I have addictions and issues. Like I feel like I have an addiction to the guy from last year. And that's why I think I told you guys in another reading. I'm pretty sure him and I have some type of soulmate connection or something. Past life connection, I don't know. Because they're even yesterday I saw him yesterday at work. There was some kind of draw there. I don't know if he still feels it. I feel like he still feels it. I don't know. I have no idea. Sometimes I feel like I'm dirt digging. Okay. And it's funny because I was talking to one of my friends. I think it was yesterday. Was she up there or was she downstairs? I'm trying to think. No, I think she was in packing yesterday or at least for a little bit. Um she's a mutual friend of mine and his. Like he talks to her, I talk to her. And she mentioned the two women. I think it was if it wasn't yesterday, it was on Tuesday. And I said to her, I said, and I said exactly what I said to you guys. I said I go back and forth between being very angry with them and just realizing like I can't care about it because it's no longer a part of my life. Like, the way I look at it, they stole him, right? They took him. He's not mine, even though he was nobody's anybody's to begin with, you know. You can have him. Like, and I've told you guys this a million times. I don't chase, I don't compete, I don't fight. You think he's the bee's knees, you go right ahead. Sir, if that's what you want chasing you, if that's what you want to get into bed with, go right for it. I'm not gonna compete with that. I'm not gonna chase. That's a difference between a little girl and a grown woman. So I told my friend this. Because she was talking about another situation that she's involved in, and she was so angry, she was so upset, and I understand. I understand. But I told her, I said, I said I go back and forth between being angry, I said, and not really giving a shit. And I said to her, I said, that's all a part of healing. That's all a part of taking accountability. That's a part of being enlightened, because you can just see everything from every aspect, and there are going to be different times of the day, different times of the week where you're just going to have a different feeling about it. And as long as you're not out there, where is it? Was I crazy? I thought there was a... I guess technically there wasn't one, but the dirt digging, the spell work, yeah, here, the spell work. As long as you're not out there wishing ill upon people, go ahead and have your feelings. You know what I mean? You're entitled to your feelings. You're a human being. You're living on this plane. You're just like anybody else. Even if you are enlightened, even if you know how to take accountability, you are allowed to have your feelings, whatever they are at any given moment. So don't ever feel like you can't feel like that. As long as you're not pushing any evil or any bad or anything like that onto them. And I told her this because she was upset for her own situation, and she's I wouldn't say her and I are exactly the same coin, right? Um, but pretty close. And I don't want her to get to the point where she can't recognize that difference. I don't want her to get to that point where she is just completely bitter and angry all the time, because nobody wants to be there, and she deserves to live a happier life than that. Trust me. So, yeah, her and I were talking about that. I can't remember if that was yesterday or if that was Tuesday. Anyway, my whole point is enlightened people, light workers, healing people, spiritual journey type people. You guys know what I'm talking about. Whoever this person is wearing the mask, it's kind of like I said in the other reading. They just need to get their shit together. Like, somebody needs to wake the fuck up. Like who wants to live like this? And there's a difference, okay? There's a difference between wearing a mask because you're hiding this demonic scarcity mindset. There's a difference between wearing a mask for that and wearing a mask to protect this. Because some of us out here have to wear a mask to protect this. Because of people like this. And the thing is you get to the point where you realize, you know what? Let them be competitive. Let them be of that lack mindset. Let them let their demons run them, I can't change a person. I can't make them see, right? I can't make them feel. Fuck it. like, seriously, at the end of the day, what do I say? Doesn't matter. Love, whatever. Let go and let God. You know, I say that I've said this before too. You can cast judgment on a situation, on a person. You can ask God for judgment, for justice, but it's not your job to dole it out. That's for God to figure out. Like, does this person deserve judgment? Do they deserve some karma? Probably. Is it my right to give it to them? No. Is it God's? Yes. Why? Because God created this. Let him figure it out. And sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow. Sometimes it takes a while to realize, like, what am I doing? Why am I hating on somebody like they hate on me? Like, just release it and let it go and move on. And it's hard, it's hard because, like, when I look at that situation from last year with the guy that I was in love with and the friends, and, you know, at the end of the day, I just want them to heal. At the end of the day, I just want them to be better humans. And at the end of the day, if they continue to live in this, it's just disappointing. It's just disappointing for me, for their family, for their friends, for God. But it's not a part of me. It's not my problem, right? It's their problem. Whoever lives in that mindset, that's their problem. And I just know I don't want to be that person, you know? And like I said, everybody's healing. It takes a while to get there. I mean, it's been almost a year for me, or it has been a year. I don't know. I don't remember the actual date of when I told him I had feelings for him, and then he just ditched and ran. Didn't even want to be friends. I can't control that, you know? And I told you guys before, it felt like after the fact, like he felt like bad, or like, I don't know, like he was waiting for me to do something, even though like I had already done something and I was waiting for him. I don't know. But that's not my problem either. Like, wake up. Wake the fuck. All Eyes on Me. Burnham. I can't remember his first name. Bo Burnham? I think Bo Burnham. All Eyes on Me. He used to be a comedian. He took a sabbatical before COVID, because he was having anxiety issues on stage. And when he was getting ready to come back, COVID happened. And he wrote a song, and it's called All Eyes on Me, Bo Burnham. You should listen to it. It is one of my favorites because he sings the song, but then in the middle of it, he talks about healing and the COVID stuff, and it always makes me laugh because it's like you have plans and then God laughs, right? Like, you make plans and then God's like, no, 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 I have another plan for you, sir or madam. It always makes me laugh. But All Eyes on Me, Bo Burnham. You know what's funny is I think I listened to that song twice yesterday. I think I did. Yeah. All right. Did I even finish showing you the cards? Oh my god. I don't know. This was bottom of the deck. Light team was bottom of the deck. The thing is, like I said, whoever the alpha is, they're protected. They have like a light team. And, it's not that the person with the face mask isn't protected, right? They have ancestors, they have dearly departed loved ones, they have angels that are supposed to work in their favor. But it's funny because I was watching a reading either yesterday or 2 days ago. Maybe it was on my day off. And it said, and the reader said, everybody has a team, but at some point, depending on how you're living your life, if you're living your life like this, but you're supposed to be like this, and this was in reference to a masculine in the reading. This was in reference to a masculine energy, which again could be feminine. It doesn't matter. The reader said that their team was laughing at them. Like their team was laughing at them. Like, we tried to show you the way. We tried to push you in the right direction. Like, we tried to show you you were this, but you keep falling back to this. So we're done with you. Like, we're just going to stand back and let you fall and let you crash because that's what you need to realign, to readjust. And we're just going to laugh as you fall because that's all we can do. You know, the light team is like, this is all we can do for you at this point. And it's not funny, but it's funny because, again, you have a team to protect you, even if you are in this energy. And to get to the point where your team is just like, okay, we're going to let you fall now. But I've told this before. I've said this before. Like, everybody is protected to a certain extent, right? But when you start to exhibit signs of this, either your team's going to reach out and try to align you and you're going to fall in line and you're going to wake up and you're going to have that epiphany moment, or you're going to fall. And that's not even their fault, really, right? Because somebody just doesn't listen to signs. They don't listen to synchronicities. They don't see, and then they fall because the team is like, okay, like, we're done. Like, you need to hit rock bottom. You need to crash out because we're done with you. Because again, the idea is that every human eventually reach this at some point. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I got to go walk 2 miles now. I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonates for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, the rest of it. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July if you're in the U.S., if you celebrate. Just a reminder, I said it in the other 2 readings earlier. Sunday, I will do affirmations, but I'm working OT, and I have to be up early Monday. So I'm probably not going to do readings unless for some reason, like right now, I just absolutely feel the calling to come in and do a reading, then I will. But I probably would make it a little bit shorter than 40 freaking minutes. Tomorrow is Saturday. I'll be doing affirmations. I'll probably get in a few readings, but I don't know if I'm going out tomorrow night or not. I was supposed to with my neighbors. I don't know what we're doing. It was funny because I came home from dinner with my dad and my brother, and they were gone. And I was like, wait a minute, was that supposed to be tonight? Because they didn't say anything. I guess it's my own fault. I didn't reach out. I didn't say anything. So I might be at home tomorrow. I might do readings. I don't know. I'm going to kind of play it by ear. But everybody have a safe and happy holiday. And if you're not celebrating, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I will talk to you later. Bye.